Hello guys, I am back from another video and today we're talking about a brand new series called What If Deku Was in Hazbin Hotel. So, and this what if is going to be dark. So, if you don't want to get scarred, just get out of the video because it's going to contain, well, drug abuse, well, well, basically anything that's dark like suicide, depression, and not only that, well, how do I say it? Bullying. So yeah, and also domestic abuse. So yeah. So I'm gonna make this an 18 plus series because of that. So yeah, so let's begin. So Inko was basically being abused by Asashi. Well, Asashi didn't really care about Inko, but when Inko told Asashi that she was pregnant, well, he left because he's not dealing with that. With a baby, which he didn't really cared for. He didn't even care for Inko at all. He just used her, basically. So, when Izuku was born, well, she wanted Izuku to have, well, a really powerful quirk. So, when she brought Izuku to the quirk doctor, well, it turns out that Izuku is quirkless. Inko became, well, dependent on, well, drugs, specifically cocaine. So, not only that, she's also started drinking, well, alcohol, to the point that she even almost tried to kill herself, or even kill Izuku for that matter. And because of that, well, she literally, well, ripped one of Izuku's eyes out. So, when it was, well, kindergarten, everybody started bullying Izuku because, well, he was quirkless. But the most notable about, well, Izuku's childhood is, well, Bakugou. Bakugou. He had a really powerful quirk, an explosion quirk. So he would always use it to basically well, to basically start burning Izuku with his explosions, even sometimes tormenting him. While the other students basically started laughing at Izuku. Even the teachers didn't really care. He would, well, if he were to get bullied or get, well, like for say a broken arm, they would never care because he's quirkless. So, the end of middle school is about to start as Izuku, well, because of Izuku's, well, life, Izuku thinks that all heroes deserve to die, even villains. He doesn't even care anymore. He thinks that this world should be ended. He's now a nihilist. And if you don't know what is a nihilist, well, you should search it on, well, Google. Because, well, nihilists, well, just just search it. Not only that, Izuku's also a bit of a sociopath. Because Izuku would sometimes, well, kill rats in his home because of, well, Inko not paying the bills and mostly using the money to basically, well, get more of the drugs and more, well, more alcohol. Well, their home is pretty much, well, trashed. So, when the teacher arrives, the teacher says this to every single one of the students. Well, he says this. Alright, everybody calm down. So, we're going to be doing this. So, he brings all of these, well, this gigantic paper pile, as he says this. Alright, we're gonna be doing all of this, and then you can go out and do whatever you want. As he throws all of the papers, as he says this. I'm just kidding, I know all of you want to become heroes, as everybody starts using their quirks. Except for Izuku. Izuku's still wearing an eye patch. As Bakugou basically kicks him right in the head, as Bakugou said this. Yeah, I'm gonna become the #1 hero. You busted B-listers become, well, just mediocre sidekicks, well, B-list heroes. As everybody else says this. Hey, it doesn't mean that you're better than us. As they started using, well, their quirks, even some hitting Izuku. The teacher kind of laughs as everybody started leaving until Izuku started packing all of his things, where Bakugou grabs one of his notebooks about, well, heroes, as he says this: seriously, you're never gonna become a hero, as he explodes the notebook. As Bakugou said this: how would you become a hero in your next life? By killing yourself. As one of his goons says this: yeah, just commit suicide. Maybe you might get a maybe you might get a quirk in your next life. As all of them started laughing, including the teacher. Izuku was completely enraged. So Izuku starts going off to the rooftop. I meant going up into the rooftop, and Izuku started, well, looking down at everybody until Izuku saw a man. The man was pretty skinny. As he says this: young boy, I heard about your life. I'm. My name is. Uh, Wait for a second. As the man says this, my name is Toshinori Yagi. I'm All Might. Izuku says this: seriously, you're knowing that you're not All Might, and besides, All Might is more muscular, and you're basically a skeleton. As he grows to immense size, as he says this: now do you believe me now? Izuku says this: I told you, I'm quirkless. As he says this: kid, if you want to become a hero, then have my quirk. As Izuku says this: are you crazy? There's no such thing as, well, quirk giving or something like that. That sounds like a myth. As All Might says this: no, kid. Izuku says this: you're probably just one of Bakugou's, well, lackeys or something. I hate my life. Izuku jumps over the fence as All Might says this: wait, child, what are you doing? As Izuku says this: in this world, there's only power, and you quirk users make me sick. As he throws himself off the roof, Yagi, aka, well, Toshinori, aka All Might, sees it. As when he hears about the name of, well, Bakugou, he gets an idea, but he still sees, well, Izuku falling down, and when he reaches the ground, he dies. Everybody sees the dead body of Izuku. They started screaming, calling the ambulance. Bakugou sees it, saying to himself, is this my fault? No, nobody cares about this quirkless kid. As he starts running away with his other lackey, started, well, running away with with Bakugou as well. So, All Might track down this kid because, Izuku was really interesting to him. Even though, Muriel was supposed to be, his successor, he decided to pick Izuku because, he had a troubled life. So he wants to change that by, helping him out. But Izuku's already, deep into his, into his horrible life, to the point that he wanted to commit suicide. When All Might heard those words, all quirk users are scum or horrible, he felt angry to himself, thinking that this world, that the the, the entire hero society is just pressured to only use, quirk users that are powerful. He felt angry at himself. All Might felt angry, so he starts leaving, thinking in his mind that he should avenge, Izuku's death. So, the news starts talking about Izuku Midoriya's death. They found this letter in his pocket before he died. As in, before he died, I mean, like, he got in a little, note in his bag saying that all quirk users deserve to die. they're nothing more than scum, only wanting money and fame. And heroes and villains are nothing more than the same. They only want is power. They're scum. The news articles about this skyrocketed. The the people that are basically either villains or vigilantes started rising up, thinking that Izuku Midoriya was a good person. The hero society started becoming a little bit reckoned. As in reckoned, I mean like completely in shambles because of that incident. All Might well told Principal Nezu about this. As Principal Nezu well decides to do something about it. He told everybody about this kid. All Might decides to do something much more drastic, saying that people like them, the people that made Izuku Midoriya kill himself, they should be thrown in jail. So, because of that whole incident, the Hero Society is basically in shambles right now. Several people that are quirkless started becoming. Wait for a second. It's basically in shambles. Several quirkless people or even people that have villainous quirks started rising up and started becoming vigilantes or assassins. Some with anti-quirk user weapons. So let's go back to Izuku. So Izuku is drifting in this void type world. Izuku felt at peace until he felt something. Izuku looks around him. The place looks like a city. But not only that, the city seems to be under attack by these weird looking people with wings and creepy smiling masks. As one of them looks at Izuku as it starts charging towards him, Izuku dodges it by running behind a sharp a spiked wall as the creature basically disappears. As in disappears, I mean basically. Izuku grabs one of these weapons that they wielded as several of these angels started charging towards Izuku. Izuku slashes them across the face as several of these weird looking people started looking at him. Some having horns, some with several arms and legs. Izuku thought that he was in some sort of, hellish landscape. Izuku started protecting himself from one of these angels as one of them basically slashes him across the chest. Izuku thankfully gets the one of these spears or at least weapons out of his chest as Izuku throws that weapon back at the creature, basically killing it. So after that, these angels started going back into this weird looking portal. So several of these creatures or whatever they are started moving towards Izuku. One of them was how do I say it? He looks like a strawberry pimp. And if you don't know that reference, that's Alistair. This guy. Also known as the Radio Demon, aka Overlord in Hell. So if you don't know what are Overlords, they're basically, sinners that are really powerful. So, yeah. Or at least, high authority in Hell. Or at least in the Pride Ring. If you don't know, in, the Hazbin Hotel verse, only sinners, aka, people like, Alistair, they're basically only stuck in one specific circle, and that circle is the Pride Ring. So, he says this, "What a magnificent show! So, what's your name, kid?" Izuku says this, "Name's Izuku. Who the hell are you?" As he says this, "Oh, my name is Alistair, but you can call me the Radio Demon if you want to." Izuku was weirded out by his voice. His voice sounds like a radio. As he says this, I want to bring you, well, bring you somewhere. Izuku says this, bring me somewhere. What are you, a pedophile? As he says this, what? Izuku says this, where am I? As Alistair says this, well, you're in hell, my boy. Izuku says this, wait, what? As he basically explains, well, what hell is. Izuku says this, that's, I know what hell is, but why am I in this hell? Why am I, ugh. As he says this, it seems that you have some sort of sin. Izuku looks at himself, well, in a mirror shard that's basically broken. Izuku looks as he gets horns, he gets wings and a tail. Izuku says this, what happened to me? Why do I have wings? As he says this, you seem to be a bit of a newbie. Guess I'll bring you to my area then. So, he starts bringing Izuku to the cannibal colony. And if you don't know what is that, well, it's from one of the, well, comics that Vibsy Pop made, which you should definitely look it up because, well, it gives a little bit of light against, well, Alistair. Because even though people associate him with, well, pure evil, I think he's pretty cool. Not only that, he's a bit of a gentleman in the comic. So, yeah, so when they made it to the cannibal colony, several of these, well, people started looking towards Izuku as they started charging in at Izuku. Because if you don't know, well, the cannibal colony only allows people that are, well, just like in the 1980s, like Alistair. And because Izuku's in from the modern era, well, Izuku's clothing looks, well, how do I say it? He's just wearing a green hoodie and black jeans. Wait for a second. So, several of these people started charging towards Izuku as Alistair summons out these weird portals, as these portals started, well, sprouting out as they summon out these tentacles. These tentacles started wrapping around the, well, these people as they started ripping them apart. Izuku was horrified. Izuku says this, what are you doing? As Alistair says this, they're quite nuisances. So I decided to, well, let you live because, well, you're brand new here in hell. And I think you're quite interesting, boy. Not only that, you basically taken a hit from a exterminator. Izuku says this, exterminator? What are you talking about? As he says this, exterminators are basically angels. Because this was the day of the extermination. He basically explains what it is. The extermination day is basically, well, just killing several demons so it can, well, keep the population in check. Izuku says this, that's just crazy. As he says this, anyway, I'll bring you to a tailor shop so you can be properly, well, managed. He basically smiles as Izuku was weirded out. So, he was brought to a shop known as Rosie. Rosie's shop. Just Rosie, like, just Rosie shop. Yeah, just basically that. As the lady says this, Alistair, it's been a long time. Izuku says this, who are you? As she says this, oh, you're brand new here. Nice to meet you. The name's Rosie. You're quite delicious. As she starts licking her lips, Izuku says this, please, no. As Izuku brings out that spear that Izuku gotten from, well, from one of the exterminators, as Rosie says this, hey, it was just a joke. Even though I eat people, I don't eat my customers. So, Alistair, why did you bring this boy here? Izuku says this, eat people? Well, are you crazy? As Rosie says this, well, it is called the cannibal colony. Izuku says this, are you trying to kill me? As Alistair says this, maybe. Izuku just looks at him just angrily. Izuku says this. Alright, where can I stay? What and why are we here at a tailor shop? As Alistair says this, well, you need brand new clothes after all. Besides, these modern clothing seems to be, well, not your style. Izuku says this. What do you mean by that? As Alistair says this. Alright, let's bring you to the tailor shop immediately. So, Izuku starts getting measurements as Izuku gets his brand new, well, suit. It's basically, well, just imagine a Yakuza, well, type, suit. Like the whole tie and that little, like, scarf thing is basically what it is. Izuku also wears a mask. Izuku says this. Huh, not bad. As Rosie says this, you're going to be staying here with me because, well, it seems that you don't have a, well, a job or a home yet. Izuku says this. I guess I can stay here for now. As Alistair says this. Wonder, I'll be leaving now. Take care, Izuku. Or should I say... Actually, you need to get a brand new name. Because your old name seems to be more... not my style. It seems... it's... well, quite annoying to say. Izuku says this. What do you mean by that? He says this. I mean, what type of language is that? Izuku says this. I'm Japanese. As he says this. Oh, sorry. Anyway, so just pick a brand new name and I'll be going now. So, Rosie brings Izuku to a room where he can stay. Izuku decides to, well, pick a name for himself. Because, well, now Izuku's living in hell. He just wants to, well, make a fresh start. So, Izuku decides to pick a name. And Izuku says this. My brand new name shall be... As... This is going to be the end of the episode. So, all of you guys are going to be picking a name for Izuku in the comments. So, yeah, so... If you want to comment down below for Izuku's brand new name for this what if, just comment down below. Like give Izuku like a brand new name, like for say like Shinigami or something, because well Izuku's now in hell. Just pick whatever name you want. So, and also, guys, I was wondering, I'm maybe not going to make a ship for this well series because well, in the original idea for this what if, I thought of Izuku just being asexual, which means that he doesn't have any sexual preferences. Though, as in sexual preferences, I mean he doesn't have well any like lustful intentions. Like for example, if he were to like yeah, if a girl starts flirting with him, he would definitely decline. Or if a guy flirts with him, he would decline as well. So, yeah. So, I hope you liked the video. Subscribe, and I hope to see you guys next time. Bye-bye.